Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, woman parks in disabled parking space. My dad owes me $50K and his should have been ex called me an entitled piece of shit. Entitled parent demands for her son to have a gym membership. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Woman parks in disabled parking space. Hello, I've got ADHD and autism. My mom and me parked in disabled parking. We have a badge, and we saw a family with no badge parked in disabled, and my mom talked to them about it with them, and they didn't care because they had already parked. My mom said no, that not a reason to park in disabled. Then she said that she had a baby and a big car, so she can't park in disabled. She also said that in a car park with 500 plus spot there was not a single parent and child. She did not move from the spot and then walked to other shop far away. Edit. Read if you are angry about my disability counting as a disability. I have ADHD and autism. I have tried to kill myself. I have trouble listening to instructions. I can't believe people are such melts to think that ADHD and autism doesn't count and that I have to be physically disabled. The council have given me a badge to park in disabled because I'm disabled. I just park diagonally behind them, then go into the convenience store and get my coffee. Only once did they call the cops on me. I got a $35 ticket for parking the wrong way. They got a $300 ticket for parking in the handicap spot. Wish I could upvote this 20 times. Confronting these people never ends in a positive way. If anything, talk to management. They can call the cops and have them ticketed or towed if they're there long enough. I call the cops when this happens. I've got a handicapped placard and the surgical scars that led to me getting one. I'm sick of people who think the rules don't apply to them. You can get a disabled placated for ADHD and autism? How do those conditions require handicapped parking? My dad owes me $50K and his should have been ex called me an entitled piece of shit. Some context, I am 30 going on 31. I have an 18-year-old sister whose existence is the whole reason I've put up with this crap so long as I don't want to abandon her. She is also fed up with it. About 6 years ago my dad met his GF who was a total Karen. She ruins every meal out, always finding something to complain about, talks down to her autistic 19-year-old daughter, treating her like she is 5. As well as many other things. Essentially her behavior got my dad to start talking about getting back together with my mother. He has strung that along for 2 years, costing us thousands of dollars. He has browbeaten me into applying for online payday loans I knew I wouldn't get, which got my identity stolen, because he couldn't pay the rent. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg. Now Sunday morning I saw it was cold and going to be cold all week. My dad's GF asked me what I wanted for Christmas a couple weeks ago. I said I need some thermals as I work in a loading dock. So anyways, I offhanded mention I had gone ahead and bought myself 2 sets. I need like 7 as she uses the washing machine as a hamper and I can barely do laundry once a month. The GF then proceeds to tell me, well, you might as well open your Christmas present now. And my father also starts berating for buying myself a necessity I had asked for. I would get the point if it was some sort of fun special thing, but the attitude was that I needed to freeze at work because not waiting till Christmas was rude to the GF. This all rumpled into the GF bringing up how she had helped me out and my dad owed her $11K and I said he owed me $50K. Then my dad started on the whole, do you know how much it cost to raise you? I told him he doesn't get to do that, he chose to have me. He then started to deflect towards my mother and it went downhill from there. He forbids us from asking him about shared finances in front of GF and is always around her or out running his business, so he yells at me for calling and asking for the money he owes me for the month while he is working, and goes on about how he wants to buy a house. Essentially it's become I'll pay my portion after I buy a house and all my big boy toys. The next day I had to come home from work because the calling me an entitled piece of shit set off my mild autism and I was up all night and almost hitting people with the forklift. I am done. Me and my sister are moving out ASAP and I'm cutting contact. Thanks for reading. If you want clarification or I posted this in the wrong sub, go ahead and tell me, and please suggest where I should post it. PS Reddit reader guys, don't do videos with this story yet. If part of it ends up in a Facebook reel, I could be in deep shit if my dad sees it. Your dad stole your identity so he could take out loans? No, couldn't pay the rent, made me put my info into online payday loan apps and give home my info so he could fill some out. He fraudulently claimed I worked for his company on some of them. Later, someone opened a Chime account in my name and someone else used my info to make a fake ID and is using it to buy Sudafed. I filed police reports and froze my credit, but now the bankruptcy I need to file is going to be more complicated as collections can't be added to frozen credit, so I will have to track them all down. I also now have to get my driver's license number changed. I hope you'll be able to make a clean break. Can you sue your father for that money somehow, or does the scammy way by which he drained you financially make that impossible? Get out as soon as you can and make sure your identity is secure. If he applies for a loan in your name after you have moved out and cut him off, that would be the time to take him to court for fraud. Hopefully you and your sister can get out and dump him. Until he gets out of the fog, he will keep dating this POS and believing her BS. So, your best bet is to cut both of them out of your life. Even when he does dump her, it will take a while before I would trust him, because not all of his crap can be blamed on her, most of it must still fall in his lap, because he could have used his brain and not done some of the things he did. Entitled parent demands for her son to have a gym membership. So, I literally just remembered this story. It happened pre-corona. I don't have the best memory, so some parts might be weirdly written. Sorry. So, I had a personal trainer after school, so I came a little early and did a little homework while listening to the r/podcast. It was before I got Reddit actually, and I was sitting in the waiting room. It was just some chairs right in front of the front desk. I was waiting there because my trainer had another client right before mine. I was doing my homework when the stars of the show walked in. I believe the kid was 12, and you need to be 13 to set up a park membership, where you can use the equipment but you have to be chaperoned. Or at least, that's how it is in this gym. So, the duo, mother and son, walk in and talk to the clerk. I heard this because, like I said, I was right across from the front desk. I'd like to set up a membership for my son Martine. Not the real name, but I like it. CDL, cool desk lady, yeah, well get that set up. How old is Martine here? Oh, he's 12, my baby. CDL, oh, I'm sorry, the lowest age you can be for a membership is 13. Excuse me? CDL, you have to be 13 to set up a membership. I heard what you said, but you're going to set up a membership right now. CDL, miss, I can't do that. You'll have to wait until your child is 13. Why can't you just do it now? I can say my little baby is 13. CDL, no. Your child is not old enough. No. You are going to sign my child up for a membership for this stupid gym. She slammed her hand on the table, and Martine was looking like he wanted to leave, and was pulling his mom's arm to leave, but she was standing her ground. CDL eventually called for security. The gym was connected to a fancy hotel and restaurant. It's weird. But she was thrown out by security by the time I had my lesson. My trainer asked what that was about, and I told him. I've never seen Martine or MSM again. Sorry if it wasn't that action-packed or stuff like that. Short, sweet, entitled. Not everything has to be war and peace to be amusing. I bet that EM was really stupid. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.